Hey, what's up YouTubers? Welcome back to the Tech Talks. So this video is the most awaited one by most of you guys. That is the introduction to SQL injection. You always have been wondering how the SQL injection works in real time. So I have come up with the basics of SQL injection in the first part of this tutorial series. In the next part, I'll be showing you an exact demonstration of how the SQL injection works. So for that, we need to understand some basics of SQL injection and the types of SQL injection. So now that being said, let's get started. So we all enter our user details in the input text box that are provided on the website. Just for example, consider the facebook.com. Now whenever we want to log in, we enter our username and our password and hit the login button. Now in the background, an SQL query is fired. Now for those who do not understand what an SQL query is, it is basically a command fired to the database, telling the database to check the authenticity of the particular user who is entering the username and the password. Now once the SQL query has been fired to a database, it will fetch the records of the particular user and check whether that user is legitimate user or not. If the record is not found in the database, it wouldn't return any results. But if the record has been found in the database, it will redirect you to the new page. Now here is an example of the SQL query, wherein I am selecting the username and the password from my table, where my username is the one that I enter in my text box. Now when this particular query has been executed, it will select the username and the password for the particular email address. There can be various types of SQL injections using which you can retrieve all the records at the same time. In the next slide, we'll be looking at all the types of SQL injection. So the first one is 1 is equal to 1. Now for the programmers, you already know that 1 is equal to 1 will always be true in any case. So using this 1 is equal to 1 in your text box, you can retrieve all the records from the particular database or the particular table. The second one is the equal to. Now this works similar to that of 1 is equal to 1, which will always return true. And finally, the last one is the batch queries, which means adding or appending more queries into your input box. Now we'll look individually at each and every one of them. So the first one is the SQL injection based on 1 is equal to 1. Now as I said that this will always return true. Just for an example, we want to select the user records of a particular user ID equal to 10. Now over here, instead of retrieving just the particular details of that user ID equal to 10, we have appended 1 is equal to 1, which means that it will return the entire user records table and show it on your screen. So that is how the 1 is equal to 1 works. We'll be looking at the actual implementation of this particular type in the next video. Now moving on to the next type is the equal to. Now this statement will also return true. Look at the example wherein we have just replaced 1 is equal to 1 with the equal to. The query will work the same as that of the previous one, and all the records from the records table will be displayed on your screen. Now moving on to the next one is the batch queries. Now probably this is the most dangerous one because you can alter the queries, you can add more queries, or you can append more details to the database or to the table. Now as you can see that I am selecting the user details for the user ID equal to 10. But at the same time, I am appending a query for dropping my table purchase table. Now that looks a bit dangerous because using these alterations, you can delete or you can update any record or any table in the database, and that is really dangerous. So we need to be protected from all the SQL injection. Now the programmers need to protect themselves from the SQL injection because there are a lot of hackers moving around and anyone can just sniff into your database and get all the records, or they can just delete all the records from your particular tables, and that would be just disastrous. So in the next video, I'll be showing you all the implementation of how this SQL injection works, which will only be for the educational purpose. So stay tuned for the next video. And after that, I'll be showing you how you can protect yourself from the SQL injection. So if you like this video, you can put a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. Once again, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, you can just click on the subscribe button below this video to stay tuned with more upcoming videos on this channel. Once again, thank you for watching. Peace.